Hello there everybody, welcome back for another video. I like to call this one Spot a Recast. Now that I have painted all my miniatures, I figured, you know what? There's some recasts in there and stuff like that. So how do they look now that they are all painted and assembled? And I'll give you a minute to have just a quick look-see on this static picture here. Well, static and static in full K underneath the very what do you call it? Very direct light, direct harsh light. So have you guessed who are the recasts here? Probably not, because the angle is shitty and you're looking them at a further away. Well, I can tell you the tank is not, and if you have watched my videos, you should know that really all the regular Marines, none of them really are, but some of the stuff they have on them are recasts. This guy is a full recast of the Iron Circle Automata. This guy over here, you may recognize, it's the Narek Drager. I'll show him soon again, shortly, under another harsh light. Just gonna bring it in. So let's just put some even more light into the mix, because why not? So let's get to it. So how do we spot these recasts? Well, one thing that I noticed, I don't really have, let's see if it's better. It looks like close up, it looks like better without having the extra light, so screw that. So as you can see, there's not really, much that you could notice from that this is in fact a recast. The best way to really figure it out are small thin parts like this one. Actually, let's see how close we can get. Oh, and then the side of the shield over here, that is kind of ruptured. It looks kind of awful. I'm surprised the shield turned out looking so awful, because it was a big piece, so I figured it would be fine. Here you can see the whole thing is kind of meh, especially there. Oh, that's quite the slip up, but it looks alright on the tabletop, and unless somebody actually pointed that out, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So in terms of this guy, not really much where you could tell the difference between the real deal. Of course, I haven't ordered the real deal yet, but when I do, I will do this comparison again. Let's get that thing off the table. Now for the rest of the guys. So this Mach 3 Marine is legit, with the exclusion of the helmet, the backpack, and the bolter attachment. So aside from those things, he is more or less legit. It's just the stuff that he's holding on. And let's just say the helmet looks somewhat awful. The backpack, like these things, are paper thin, and they are really noticeable. Let's see when we pick a guy with the proper backpack. So if you compare the tubes at the top, like these are much thicker, and these are really just slits. They are nothing else. There's no real detail on the backpack either, so stuff like that is where it's really noticeable. But even so, if you had this on the table, you'd just barely notice it unless you were really looking for the recast thing. So yeah. And in terms of our weapons, here we have quote-unquote legit bolter, and here's the recast bolter. And the only real difference is, aside from my shitty painting, is that all these holes and lines, they are not as detailed. Like, it's a much softer edge on here, and it's very rough. And yeah, I hope you can see the difference. I know it's a small one, but this is much softer than this one. It's very harsh, straight edge. So there's that. This guy has only the helmet is recast, And actually, this helmet was really good, so I don't think it would notice any difference. And these Volkite chargers, which actually magnetize, so I don't think there's anything really, aside from the coils on the top, not really much you could notice from, especially with my shitty painting style. And then the Narek Drager himself. Overall, the details, especially the chest area, these kind of parchments or whatever he has, kind of very meh, but savable. All these little details on the helmet, the backpack, yeah, the whole section in the backpack here. Let's see if we can focus on. You can't really see it, but it's awful. And of course, every these sharp, well, I painted him so shitty. The bolter looks kind of awful. The whole mag is kind of meh. The edges are very sharp. It's missing a thumb. But you know, if you're looking at it from this distance, you really can't tell, even fairly close up. If you just quickly look at them, and yep. Nothing wrong here. You gotta go really close up like that to see the actual difference. Although, that all being said, do I prefer the recast or the real thing? Well, in his case, or in overall, I prefer the real thing, because there's just the subtle details is what I'm looking for, but at some point, let's just say, oh my god, having 6 of these, probably the remaining 5 will be legit. But, if I were to have, 5 of those, I'd probably get another legit one to have, the normal size games probably won't have that many of them, but for the, a bigger, let's say, mega battles that are, whatever, yeah, definitely would go for recasts. But yeah, there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video of me. I just wanted to show off my miniatures and how they are looking. But yeah, here you go, another recast bolter. And the rest of him is legit Games Workshop Mach 3. Yeah. Oh, Games Workshop. Yeah, they are. All these are. This is Forge World. That would be Forge World. This Warsmith is Forge World, including the helmet, although it's a recast. So helmet would be Forge World. This Volkite Charger would be Forge World. And, and never mind, that thing comes off anyway. The Radio Boys, Forge World, all the regular stuff are, what do you call it? One thing I have to note that, Games Workshop is kind of crappy that the 10 Marine box comes with only 2 pistol hands. So, actually, where is... So here we go. Here's the quote-unquote legit bolt pistol that comes with it. And since I needed another one, for the kill team, to have these swordsmen, I had to kind of improvise. And so this quote-unquote bolt pistol you see here is actually a bolt gun. I snapped the mag from the bottom and made it small. I snapped the front of the gun. Actually, the middle section, let's see. This guy's shitty glued, but you can see that, oh wait, it actually is a bolter. You just take off this whole middle section here and glue the front part of it, and it closely resembles the bolt pistol. And if I didn't tell you that it was actually a bolt gun, nobody would bat an eye. And it's like, oh, it has a longer barrel. But, yeah. And this whole arm where he's pointing at was actually, I believe, the pistol arm. Or something like that. I'm not sure. Never mind. I'm talking out of my ass. But yeah, there was just single bolt pistol in each kit. or pistol arm, whatever. Basically, the options are very limited. So bad Games Workshop. So in that sense, if you want to order up weapons, I probably would do recasts. Especially if I need just few of them. But if I actually need 10 or more, yeah, those hard, like, they just don't look, they look flat. They look very hard edges. Yeah, it just doesn't look that good. Let's take another bolter guy here. So yeah, I mean the recast is possible, but the real thing is just, it looks so much better in my book. But yeah, there you have it. Spot the recast. That's the only difference between those two. The bolter, this bolter is a recast. This is the one that comes with the Mach 3 box. Yep. I suppose these are Mach, I don't know, whatever. They just come with these stuff in the front. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, guys. See ya.